Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lake Living in Alabama. This is going to be a special podcast episode because we've got Kara Hoekwater here with us from Lake Life Living and Rentals on Lake Martin. Did I get all that right?
Yeah.
All right, so Lake Life Living and Rentals, you guys host some of the most premier properties here on Lake Martin. We're actually sitting in one of them right now.
Yes.
What's the name of this property?
This is Dockside Haven.
Dockside Haven, and I've shot several properties for y'all to date, and they all have at least like one feature or amenity that's just like off the charts, like
Right.
so unique, so interesting. But Deer Point is one. That was your first rental here on the lake.
Yeah, Deer Point was our first one.
And that's like, I've never seen anything like
Yeah,
that.
It's amazing. So that Deer Point definitely set the standard for us as far as what type of properties we would take to offer to families that come to Lake Martin. So yeah, it's definitely a special property for sure.
Yeah, so these properties have, like this property we're in right now, they have these big lake views, but these kind of off the main channel settings, which I think are just so perfect for families. And this one's pet friendly.
Yes.
And so this is just a really chill environment for little kids and pets.
Yeah,
You know?
the outdoor living space is so important to us too when we're looking at houses that we're going to take on. The house is very important, obviously, but that outdoor living space, as far as the fire pits, the views, the lake access, being able to kayak in a safe area, but not being, where it feels snaky per se, you know what I'm saying? So having the dock so you can get a boat there, jet ski ports if possible. There's all of that kind of stuff. This property for sure has such a neat outdoor space. You've got underneath where the mural is, with the big TV, and we've got a ping pong table up there. Just the views. You can't beat that.
Big, like mesmerizing views.
Yeah.
All right, so take me back to the beginning, and tell me how this all got started way before all these 5-star reviews.
It kind of was by accident. In 2019, we've always loved the lakes. I grew up in Illinois, but was at Lake Wabisa in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So always had a heart for the lake life, but had come here to Lake Martin several times with the family, with friends, and just loved it. Ended up buying a property that we were going to flip. That's kind of where our passion was. We were doing a lot of renovations and flips and stuff. And so the first property we purchased was a small 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom fisherman cabin, really with nothing. And we went in and redid it. And right before we were getting ready to list it, we were told by people that had walked it that they couldn't visualize a bed or a couch because it was so small.
Yeah.
And so ended up going in and deciding I was going to furnish it. And we did that. It went right under contract. The family that was buying it couldn't close until mid-July. And so we decided to do short-term rental for it just to see. That was really before the whole boom of the short-term rental. It was before COVID, all of that. So ended up pulling in about $17,000 on it was 2-bedroom, 1-bath, no dishwasher, no Wi-Fi, no TV.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was kind of fun, opened our eyes to wow, there's a little niche here. We ended up flipping that into another property that was called Lake Point, and kept that for a couple years and did the same thing, got it renovated, got it decorated, set it up for Airbnbs, and it was very successful. We learned a little bit along the way, but that one ended up selling. It had about $50,000 of rental income on it.
Wow.
For the future homeowners, and they were the ones who had asked us if we would stay on and host the property. And so that was the start of it, kind of by accident. So it was that was where we were like, this may be something.
And it's since just really, really grown. You guys do boat rentals. Do you do jet ski rentals too?
We do. We have boats and we have jet skis. Yep.
What other services do you guys offer for guests?
So we honestly do it all. Over the years, we've kind of learned what our guests want.
Because you have like this concierge type vibe.
It is. It really is. We've had guests that have come for graduations and we've helped them get private chefs. We've got guests that come that want us to do their grocery shopping and have their houses stocked for them. So we do that. Most of our guests want to have a boat or a jet ski at the dock. So we, when they arrive, the boat's waiting for them, which is always wonderful. So, a lot of our properties, we have high expectations of the amenities that they offer. So I actually think all of our properties will have at least a jet ski, a paddleboard, a lily pad. If they don't, we offer extras if you need more. of those type items too. So really, anything that people are asking for within reason, we try to make it happen. I joke, and it's true. We have a former, he's a professional athlete that comes every year. And the very first year he came, he said, "Hey, Kara, you got a boat with a slide?" And we went out and bought a boat with a slide. So I joked with him when later on, about a week, he was coming, and it was about a month later, and I called him and I said, "I got a boat with a slide for you." And he's like, "You are crapping me." I'm like, "I got it for you." So, anything, I like to hear and what guests want and what they, because we aren't perfect by any means, but it's always fun to hear different ideas. And then I'm like, "Hey, let's go do it. Let's be the first to have it." So,
well, before we deep dive into your business more, I wanted just to kind of touch on some personal questions and really kind of enlighten the audience on how you came to discover Lake Martin.
Our best friends had a place, or have a place here. And so we would just come and spend a lot of time during our off, my boys all played sports, so it was hard to slip in between sporting events. We loved it. It's just fun. There's so much to do here. We love going out on the boat. And you can be gone all day, going to the Rock, hidden rope swing, having lunch at Chuck's, wherever it go, wherever. So just going back in a cove and floating. So we really fell in love with it. And that's how we got here.
Yeah. And then we're like it's kind of like, I think, a common evolution with people. They're like, they come, they fall in love with it, and then they want to kind of put some roots down.
Yeah.
And so did y'all start looking for like your own place, or maybe the flip first, or how did it happen?
Yeah, no, we did. We wanted to find a place that we would be able to stay by, for ourselves. And it ended up being just down the street from where our best friends have a place. So it was perfect. So they're still there and we're still there.
It's kind of neat too that, when you just have a deep love for a place and then you've got your business kind of rolled into it.
It's perfect.
Like I know, like for me, a lot of times people be like, "Oh, thanks for spending your whole Sunday afternoon with us, like showing lake houses." And I'm like, this don't feel like work to me.
Yeah.
I mean, when you love it, I'm enjoying that view the same way you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this has just been a labor of love, I guess is the best way to kind of put it.
Yeah, for sure. It's been pretty special for sure.
So how long have you guys been connected to Lake Martin?
So I think we've been coming for probably 10 years.
Wow.
And then had a place here for now 7 years. And then the business has been 6 years.
Yeah. And then this couple that you sold the house to that asked you to stay on, what do you think they saw in you that?
I think it's our energy, for sure. The energy that we have to make people, their experience here that we know that are coming and spending lots of money and pick our house over everybody else. I think they see that we've got that desire to make things perfect for them, if per se, I guess, just going above and beyond for our guests, going above and beyond for our homeowners, making sure that we've got the best cleaners there that are taking care of everything, making sure my boys are there after a storm, checking to make sure that the branches are cleaned up and that everything's good.
This is a little bit of a bunny trail question, but I just feel like people have the hardest time. So the company that oversees like the guest experience, like that is something that you just can't get wrong.
Right.
And if their heart's not in it, if it's not a passion project for them, I see a lot of these owners switching, who do they use for their properties? And it's just a constant cycle, and that's got to be exhausting. Mm-hmm. And so when I was talking to you, just kind of learning more about your business, you used the word trust. Mm-hmm. And then you talked about guest experience. Mm-hmm. So that seems to be kind of like what anchors your business.
Oh, 100%.
With your customers.
Yeah, 100%. We're very blessed to have great relationships with our homeowners as well as with our guests. They talk to me all the time. My husband jokes and says, "I think these people think that they're your friend." And I love that. That's my goal. I want them to trust me. And, and my homeowners have become friends, very personal friends to us. So we're very blessed in that, for sure. And, you say the importance of caring and I just recently I shared a post of a 4-star review that we received.
Wow.
It was really silly. And 4 stars still is good, but for us is horrible. That's an F in my book. But, in all of that, like my boys we were talking about it, and they're like, it's okay, you're fine. Like, but my point in all of that was the day that doesn't bother me anymore is the day that I need to not do this.
Right.
You know, so
God, what a great point.
So super important that I care, and I hope that I teach that with my boys and even my cleaners, everybody that works for us. They understand that, you know, everything is important. Attention to detail to everything, you know, taking care of the house, giving the experience to the guests that they are looking. It's super important that they know that we are giving our all to give them what they think it is, you know, what they expect.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it started with that one property. It's grown now to 20 properties.
20 properties.
And it's all word of mouth.
All word of mouth. We don't advertise our services.
So that first client was like, hey, you need to give Kara a call.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
And it just grew from there.
Yeah, we've been very blessed. And you know, a lot of our clients too now are past guests that have stayed with us and have seen firsthand how we treated them and their family in the house, and have since bought houses and now rent them. So that's kind of a fun story too.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And you still have that first rental in your portfolio,
yes.
right?
So Deer Point, that's the first one that we officially, she had posted on one of the Facebook pages of Lake Martin that she was looking for somebody to help rent her house, and I reached out to her, and yeah, we have it. And that was the one that started it all for real, like as far as like, okay, this is something. And that also led me to the expectations of what houses we would take, because we are super, super picky. We get a lot of calls, and I don't take them all. I tell people this when I'm talking to them about managing a house. I don't do this because I have to. I do it because I love to. And you know, I'm very picky. I won't take a house that I wouldn't take my whole family to and stay at. That's just important to me. I've got guests that will have a new house that's coming on the market and it's not technically live yet, and I can call them and say, listen, the 4th of July is open. Do you want it? And sight unseen, they will book with us.
Wow.
Knowing our expectations and our quality of what we will give is, you know.
Golly,
so trust is a huge word for us.
That's a lot of trust.
It is a lot of trust.
Sight unseen.
Yeah, sight unseen. And it happens a lot. So I'm so proud of that. That's probably one of the most important things to me.
Well, I don't know if you're comfortable speaking about this, but did you see some gaps early on in maybe some other vacation rental, you know, the competition out there? So like where I'm getting with this is, it's like I interview so many business owners, and it seems like the ones that have kind of figured out what maybe the gaps are in the business, you know, what's not being served, what's not being, you know, kind of taken care of to create that ultimate guest experience. You know, when they close those gaps, that's where it just really takes off. They've got a special business.
So I think for us, it is, we don't take everything. We're not trying to be the biggest, but, you know, or have the most houses on the lake. We want the best houses on the lake. We want the ones that are going to make a statement. When you hear me talk to my crew, my family, really, I will not take what I call, and this may be too much, but I will not take a house what I call a one and doneer. And a one and doneer to me is it looks amazing in pictures. It's got a lot of the things that you want. The price point is perfect. It's got, you know, all the boxes you think are checked, and then you go and you bring your family there, and it just doesn't, there's something that's missing, or, you know, maybe the pictures were a little exaggerated per se.
Yeah.
And when I walk and tour a house before I take it, I will immediately, my gut will say, this is a one and doneer. It's cute, it's neat, it's got potential, but a family's not coming back to that house. So that's where we are different. I'm not a yes person. I'm not going to just take a house just to take it. So it has to be one that is a lifer. It's one that a family comes, and I know, and it may take work. I'm not saying it has to be that when we go in, because we do a lot of renovations and decorating with properties, not renovations so much, but decorating and getting them up to speed. But it's got to be one that I know that I can see a family will walk in and be like, okay, we want it next year. And book it. And
it sounds like from what you're saying, it's got to be the house, but also the owner.
Oh,
has to be a certain.
Oh, the owner's as important as the house.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean,
because you do there are people that are in this only to make money, and that means they don't want to spend money. And without spending money, you can't get the amenities that I feel our clients deserve. So all of my owners they're amazing. If I call them and say, hey, we need a kayak, they'll be like, get it done, or hey, the microwave is broke, get it done, swap it out. Like, so it's so important to me that the owners know, listen, if we've got guests willing to spend their hard-earned money and their 1 week of vacation together, it needs to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
So the owners are super important with that.
And these
Because
rentals aren't cheap.
no, they're not cheap. And unfortunately, I've had owners that didn't want to. I don't want a kayak. It's liability. I don't want, whatever. So I'm like, well.
Or they'll say like, oh, they can go without a microwave for the week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it just doesn't happen. Yeah, we don't like that.
Well, you mentioned this is kind of a family affair. So it's you, your husband, and your 2 boys.
Yeah, I got 3 boys.
Three boys.
Yeah. So really right now it's me and then my 2 older ones. So McLean and Cole. And my husband's busy with his propane, but when he's here, he's always helping, which is amazing. And then my youngest, Tanner, he is a senior in high school. So summer when he's not practicing baseball or working or whatever, he's here running boats and renting fishing poles and all, he does all of that. So he's they're all a big part of it. But right now my 2 guys are McLean and Cole. They are, I couldn't do it without them. They are amazing, absolutely amazing. And guests love them. They captain boats or drive boats for guests that don't know the lake. They'll bring them to rope swings in the rock and drop them off at Chuck's and pull back up when they're done eating instead of having to wait. They do it all. They deliver the boats and pick up the boats and help. They've taken kids jet skiing before. They've taken kids tubing. They do it all. So they're amazing.
They clearly work well together. And that's awesome.
Super blessed. Yeah, they represented us last night at the Lake Martin Songwriter Festival.
Yeah.
So at the VIP banquet, which was fun. I was happy they got to go meet a lot of people there.
Well, just a side note from attending that. So Stephen Pace, one of the organizers, was talking about the ticket sales for the event at the AMP on Saturday night.
Yeah.
That they sold tickets from as far off as Washington State.
Isn't that crazy? So exciting.
So he said there were people from all over the country. It's like Lake Martin is on the map,
It
y'all.
really is. And we're so excited to be part of that. We did it last year too. And the boys will be working the gate at the AMP on Saturday. So it'll be fun. They'll be at Boondocks as well. So we'll be helping out. It's so exciting. I love things like that come to the lake, that bring that excitement and people, to put us on the map even more. It's so fun.
Oh, it's so unique. I mean, there already is this incredible live music vibe on Lake Martin.
Exactly.
I mean, you go to Niffers on the weekends. Yeah. There's live music. I mean, everywhere you go, from Alexander City, all the way across the lake.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And for this to be a free event that also takes place at all these different parts of the lake, so you're introducing all these businesses.
It's amazing.
It's just incredible.
Yeah. And that's so important. We try to support the community as much as we can as well by, referring all of our guests to all the restaurants, the little boutiques and all of that, because without them, that makes our job even more difficult. And I say that and without us, it makes their job harder. So we really try to do giveaways and introduce, our guests to these little local businesses. And this Songwriter Festival is going to be amazing by doing that as well. It's so cool. Love that.
All right, let's talk learning curve. So what was the biggest surprise about this business that you did not see coming?
Oh, probably the growth of it. When we first started, there was very few people that did it. So over the years, just seeing how many houses are there, that's been crazy. The competition, the level of competition, and learning what we need to do to stay at the top, and learning what we need to do when people are scrolling Airbnb and VRBO for us to be their favorite.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody that's out there that is scrolling and looking, I do it all the time. I can scroll and it may be an amazing house, but there's something right at the beginning that turns me off. And so we've learned how to navigate that a lot, how to make us be the favorite our houses be at the top.
All right, so you guys have been doing this about 6 years,
Yeah,
right?
this is our 6th summer. Yep.
I did not realize that COVID was kind of the catalyst for
100%.
this boom.
100%. COVID was 100% the catalyst for it. People just wanted a safe place to go with their family, to be outside, to be safe, to canoe, to be in the open air.
Yeah.
That's where it really took off, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody was having to work remotely. So why not work remotely with that view?
Exactly.
I mean, that's
which is funny because from the very beginning, Wi-Fi wasn't a big deal. Now it's a huge, big deal.
Huge.
So yeah, it's kind of funny how things have changed. And then also the size of houses. At the very beginning, the smaller houses did better because it was just families. And now we're back into that. People are traveling with families again.
Yes.
So now they want to sleep 12 people, 14 people. So we see a lot of that change with what's going on in the world.
Well, that's what I was thinking when I was shooting some marketing for the apartment here. I was like, gosh, I mean, if you brought grandma and grandpa.
Perfect, yeah.
Perfect. Or if you brought multiple families, if somebody needed some extra privacy, maybe one of the families has got an infant with them, and so everybody else is upstairs and they're down here.
And this is a sleeper sofa.
Oh wow!
So yeah, you can even have your young kids if you wanted. Yeah, this is perfect. This is a perfect setup for a couple families for sure.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I was telling Kara before we hit record that I have a house rented for the Songwriters Festival this weekend, and it was before I got to know her, but I wish I had rented this one instead.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's awesome. And you got your little furry buddy.
Yeah, I mean, the dog goes everywhere with me, so like that's the first, and when you're talking about like excluding properties, that's kind of the first thing I look for. But can you speak on that real quick, just while we're on the topic of it? Do you find that rentals that are pet friendly, like, is that important?
So it never used to be. But that is definitely a trend. These last 2 years, the pet friendly ones have definitely been more of a demand for sure. And something interesting for all of you guests out there looking, just because it doesn't say pet friendly doesn't mean that we wouldn't consider the perfect pet. But also, because it says pet friendly, doesn't mean that we allow pets on beds and furniture. Yeah. So that's so important for people to know, because I think we actually just had somebody reach out the other day that wanted a pet friendly, and I said, these are my options. These are your options that we have. Although we still require you to follow the rules of picking up after themselves, not allowing them on furniture or on beds, and they were not happy with that. And so, but you have to have, there just has to be a level of cleanliness and a level of respect still to the homeowner that's allowing somebody else's pet to come in the house. And so that's important to us too.
Well, how do you handle that if like the cleaning crew calls you and is like, Kara, there's dog poop all in the yard?
Yeah.
Because we get reviewed as guests.
Right.
It's the same way we review the owners.
Right. Yeah.
So like, is there a penalty or maybe they can't come back?
We collect a pet fee. And so that is used to, if the cleaners have to go get steam cleaner for something, or go wash, quilt is ruined and we need a new one, whatever. Or if I need to call the boys to come pick up dog poop, I'm not going to ask my cleaners to do that. Yeah. Then we'll do that. But we've been very blessed. We've had a couple issues, with people that had pets that didn't follow the rules, of course. But we've been very blessed with having good families that follow rules. But again, that's, I think, a level of the communication. When I speak with people and get to know them, I think they end up having a little bit more like, they really do care about their property. And it's not just another hotel room checked off the box, that they're just coming and having a great time and not respecting it.
Well, when you say like communication and talking to the guests, are you communicating with them outside of like texting and messaging? Are you talking to them over the phone?
I'll talk to several on the phone, but text message is probably the number one. A lot of our guests rent boats, so that kind of gets us off the platform per se. And that's our goal too. Our goal is to always get them off the platform, off of Airbnb and VRBO. We want to book them direct so they save money on those fees that are ridiculous.
All right, so I want to understand your mindset when you sell this lake property to new owners and they ask you to stay on and be kind of in charge of the bookings and things to host the property. What's going through your mind? Are you like, well, this would be a fun little experiment? Are you thinking it's going to go anywhere? Like, what's going through your mind at that point?
Okay, for example, let's say I'll come into some properties and you're on Lake Martin and they've got starfish and lobsters on the wall. And I'll say, I'm going to talk to you in a business mindset.
Yeah.
You know, when people are coming to the lake, they don't want ocean decor.
Right.
When you go into the mountains, they don't want ocean decor.
Yeah.
Right. So and I'm not saying you have to puke lake stuff by any means. You know, you don't have to go crazy, but you want that vibe, if that makes sense. You want a vibe of clean, crisp, neutrals, you know, fun, just that kind of stuff. So I definitely just talk to them in the sense of, you know, with a business mindset of like what I've seen. And my way is not the only way by any means. It's just what we've learned over the years that works and gets our homeowners top dollar and gives our guests experience and, you know, the feeling of that they're in a 5-star house. We learn as we go, as we are guests ourselves. We learn what we like and what we don't like. It's just a learning process, honestly, you know, but anything, and I always say too, like, and if people are watching that you are a guest, we really take your suggestions. Like, if there's something that you didn't love or that wasn't comfortable, we don't live here, so we don't know all the time, right?
Yeah.
We try to buy the best of the best and try to do and think of all those things, but that's not to say we're going to forget something, but we'll make it right. We will. I mean, the boys went and got a family a toaster the other night. The toaster disappeared. We had one, it disappeared. So they ran to Walmart 9:00 at night and grabbed a toaster for the kids to have in the next morning. So we're going to make it right. Always give us that chance. And then when you do, I always do on checkout instructions. I always ask for, you know, let me know what would have made your stay better. What did you maybe not love? And it's not going to hurt my feelings because it's a business, right?
Yeah.
We want your experience to be top notch and we want you to come back. We don't want to be a one and doneer. And so what can we do to get that, you know? So we really do listen to those suggestions big time.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So next question, this might be a little proprietary. So just kind of, we'll navigate these waters, you know, kind of one step at a time. But I'm curious, like, and I get these questions all the time on the real estate side, if people are thinking about whether a property they're going to buy would make a great rental, but they're like, how do we figure out how much to ask per night? Is it about how many people will sleep?
It's about the amenities. It's kind of funny. I work with a lot of real estate agents will call me and have a client that's looking at a property, and I do consults all the time. So I'll go out to the property and I'll walk it and look at it and tell them, if you do it this way, right, and decor and top of the notch and amenities and very thoughtful to it and put some heart into it, this would be what I think you could get a night. It's not so much. I know a lot of people get caught on like how many people you can sleep. It's really not. It's on the whole package. It's on the view. You could have, we're actually working on one right now that is not live. We just started, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's only going to sleep 6 people, but it is magical. It's the neatest place. And I think we'll be able to get a really good price for that because this owner's willing to put in some money and make it right, you know? So it really is like, how many boxes can you check? You know what I'm saying? Like the view, the fire pit, the kayaks, the added amenities, the coffee maker. Are we going to put shampoo? All of our properties have shampoo and conditioner and body wash. All of our properties have coffee available for our families, you know? So it's really just going above and beyond, standing, making ourselves separate from the other competition.
Well, so this property we're renting this weekend, this is going to be the second owner-managed property that we've rented on Lake Martin this summer.
Oh, okay.
So many things are missing that I'm hear you talk about being like staples of your property. Mm-hmm. The last vacation rental we had before this one, like there was a lily pad on site, but it was almost ripped in half. You know, there was not a lot of those extra mile things that I think, you know, get you those repeat bookings. And those, I mean, that's like if it's on autopilot like that, that's got to be great for your owner. It's like, you know, we're not having to just constantly go out and find new folks. We got all these return people coming.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think if you're...
And you know what you're getting to, you know what kind of guests you're getting and they know what their expectations are. It's a win-win for sure. We love that.
but no dedicated fire pit. And even though it's
Oh.
hot outside, I mean, s'mores, that's kind of like a
It's
thing.
still just fun to have.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, just kind of disappointed. I'm like, oh, yeah, this was a great house. But
Yeah.
I think that's the difference, right?
Well, and share that with them.
Yeah.
Share your feedback with them in a nice, respectful way. And if they're good homeowners and want to really expand their business and do better, they'll listen. And they may have just gotten it and said, you know what, the fire pit's on our plan this winter. Like, that's what we're going to do next. So, because sometimes some of our properties don't always have everything right away, but the owners are okay to add that, or they are like, oh yes, I love that. Let's make a little bit of money here, and then let's go there. So sometimes you got a little bit of a ladder that you got to climb to get to where you want it. But that's also, the price reflects that too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of front loaded costs. I mean, they're having to, furnish it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we're talking like fully equip.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Let me get some revenue coming.
Yeah.
And then we can do these projects kind of moving forward. But the thought that's in my mind is, I obviously am ignorant to how all the numbers kind of work out at the end of the day. But I'm just wondering if it's self-managed, if they're actually saving money or if they're hurting themselves.
So we actually have quite a few that started off at self-managing.
Yeah.
Even, with our fees and everything, when we come in and get a property to produce the max amount, I always tell people we pay for ourselves. I have one property specifically that she was getting like $350 a night, and we came in with just a little bit of love, but really just bringing it back to life, and she's over $1,100 a night. So I way more than pay for myself. And the other thing is, I tell all of our homeowners, if you're looking to hire somebody that is trying to fill it, you've got the wrong person.
Right.
I'm looking for the right families that pay top dollar, that are going to be respectful of your property. So you're going to get more money going through us with less wear and tear on your property. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, less stress, less anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to occasionally get a call from you going, hey, the stove's out. Can I send the boys to Home Depot to replace it?
Right.
I'd much rather get that call from you than from an angry guest.
Yeah. I had
guest.
one homeowner that had called me and was like, gosh, the neighbor's house is rented all the time, and we're just getting, like 5 nights here and 5 nights here. And I was like, yeah, but go pull that Airbnb up and look what they're renting it for. It's $250 a night. You don't want $250. Your house is so much more valuable than that.
Yeah.
And when she realized it, and then, she was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't pay attention to that. I'm like, yeah, no, we're at $600 a night, and we're doubling what they're doing. It's very interesting, the numbers game. A lot of people think that it's how many nights you get booked. I get that question a lot with real estate agents. Like, how many nights do you think it will be booked? I'm like, it doesn't matter how many nights you get booked. It matters the quality and what your nightly rate's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'll guarantee you, I'll book it less nights, less wear and tear, but you're going to make more money.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I love the confidence too. I mean, that's like...
It's worked. It's worked really well. So it's been good.
It's shining through.
But we keep learning.
Well, I guess that's got to be... I mean, was this like a trial by fire thing? I mean...
100%.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, do you have to have... Or eventually you got to have some software? I mean, to give these people a professional booking receipt? I don't know. How did you how did you do it all?
We're honestly still learning all of that.
Yeah.
So we just signed up with HostAway.
Okay.
So that's our new, but for the last 5 years we had no platform, we had no software system. We were doing it all all by ourselves.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So yes. So that was crazy. But now we are finally with HostAway, which has been a game changer for sure. But I don't think that's where we're going to land. I think we've got some bigger plans in the future for sure.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
We're excited about.
What, are you going to develop your own software?
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think I could do that. That's not my realm for sure.
All right. So was there a specific moment where you thought, oh my gosh, maybe this is kind of like your lane, like you got a knack for this? And
so June 2026, That was the year. That last month was the moment that I think sitting down with the whole family and just being like, wow, we've got something. Just the support and the reviews and just the connections that we've been making. It's just been really fun. And now we're kind of like in like growth mode, like really, because I think for a minute, it's always just kind of been a hobby. And I've always said that, like, I do this because I love it, not because I have to. And now my boys are really diving in. And
They love it.
They love it. And so I'm like, this could be something that they could eventually take on and just, they're really great at it. They're really good talking to people. They're really good doing what they say they're going to do and showing up when they say they're going to show up. So it's been fun. So yeah, so honestly, last month was the month that we all just kind of had this aha moment of like, wow, we've got something really, really special.
So cool.
Let's keep going. So the boat rentals, the boat storage, it all just kind of ties in perfect. It's a perfect world. So we're going to add more boats and more houses and just keep going.
All right, Kara, last segment here. I want to talk about how maybe things have changed on the lake, like since you guys got started. But you kind of touched on this a little bit. Like when you got into this business, were there not a lot of rentals, or were they all self-managed? Like, what did that look like?
No, there just wasn't. There was really not much competition at all. So yeah, it was different, but we've come a long way. I actually have a couple people that were with us in the beginning that stayed with us at our first couple properties that we owned. We laugh. We if they were to watch us, they would giggle because we've come a long ways. Not that my expectations or my thoughts weren't as good and, meaningful as they were then, but we've just learned sheets matter, mattresses matter.
Yeah.
Right? Like our first property, we came in and it was furnished. And we just left all the mattresses and we're like, oh, let's go, and now I'm like, yeah, pull those back, lay them, like, that's a horrible mattress. Get a new one, right? So it's kind of been fun to look back at where we've come to where we are now, what our expectations are. It's been good, but I think it's just more, and we've probably done it to ourselves, honestly. The more that we offer, the more people expect, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
So I think, we just keep adding stuff, and how else can we get, what's the next big thing we can do? Like I got a house right now that has a diving board on the dock, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we should add more diving boards. Like, just how much more fun can you create it for a family is kind of how I look at it. I've got 3 fun, active boys, and so when we go, we want to have fun. What are things that will keep us entertained that are outside, not video games? I don't care about all that stuff, right? Like I want things lake world. Put your phone down, go explore, go catch a fish. Right. Green lights. We're adding green lights to a lot of properties right now. That's one big thing.
To accentuate the fishing off the dock.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's just, that's where my mind is. That's where my goal is, as far as trying to just enhance all that. So that's all changed. We never had any of that when we first started.
I think that's cool for, especially like repeat guests. They're like, oh, well, this diving board wasn't here last time we were here. This green light wasn't here.
Right.
You're just kind of constantly upping your game. And people notice that.
Yes, I hope so.
They do.
And I think they do too. I agree.
Yeah. Like, they're
and
like,
fun. It's fun to tell people when they're rebooking and be like, hey, we just added a water slide to this, to this dock, or we added 2 more kayaks, or they just redid the fire pit, whatever it may be. Because we really use Lake Martin drops in the wintertime.
Right.
So we really use like January and February as our get it up to scale back to, what can we do to increase the revenue for next year? How can we help boost it, or what can we make it better? How can we make it better? Is there things that need to be fixed or swapped out? Those are our 2 months that we really go to work on that.
Next question. Have you seen an evolution in terms of Lake Martin being like this premier vacation destination?
Oh yeah.
As we've kind of talked about, like with the Songwriters Festival attracting, they're selling tickets all over the country.
Yeah, for sure.
It just...
and then Lake Martin was in the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It was that was, I think, last summer. So that was a huge thing. And then with Wicker Point, that's been put on the chart as one of the best golf courses. So there's there's so much, and then it's an amazing fishing lake. So there's just a lot of attention that's been drawn to it.
We got Ella
sure.
Langley going on Theo Vaughn's podcast and talking about growing up on Lake Martin.
Yeah, I shared that.
My first show was at this tiny little bar called Bezlo's. It's this lake in Alabama. It's called Lake Martin, but there's all these little...
Dude, I've been on Lake Martin.
Yeah?
Bring up Lake Martin, dude. I can't even believe you said Lake Martin.
Yeah, this is the lake I grew up going to every
Really?
summer.
Lake Martin in Alabama is considered the world's largest man-made lake. Wow. Upon its completion in 1926. Created by the Martin Dam on the Tallapoosa River. It covers approximately 40,000 to 44,000 acres. Yeah, I had a girlfriend when I was a child, and we went out there. And her family had a lake house out there, and we go out there, do like, you're like on the board, and you're like behind the...
a knee boarding?
Yeah.
Wakeboarding?
Knee boarding, leg boarding, all of it.
Yeah.
Full body boarding.
Foot boarding.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And she just bought a house on a lake. I don't know if anybody knows what lake it is.
Well,
but how cool would that be?
I've heard it was Lake Jordan, but it's
Okay.
wow, it's got to be. I can't imagine it wouldn't be Lake Martin.
I don't know.
I mean, it's in her heart. I don't know.
For sure.
How has the type of guests changed over the years? Are you seeing like different demographics, different expectations, things like that?
I think we've got a lot of the same guests that have come back and year after year. So I don't see too much of a change in the guests or the demographics by any means. I think we create the monster of if that's even the right word, monster, I don't know, but of the expectations to be overall high because we do so much and they know we'll do whatever they want. We're answering our phone at midnight if we have to. We're doing what it takes to keep them happy and to make them come back. And just for them to know that we care. That's the biggest thing, Well,
it's got to, I mean, I don't know. Just to hear you talking about like answering the phone at midnight, there was no angst in your voice. I mean, it's like, this is what's required. And this is what we do.
It's part of it, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I guess you knew all that going into it, or
I don't know that I knew all that. Like I didn't realize, we'll get calls, I've had some that are kind of crazy that will be like, hey, Wi-Fi is not working and it's 1:00 in the morning. I don't call that a major emergency, but I'm obviously going to help in any way that I can.
Right.
So we have some guests that feel the need to, reach out for silly things like that, but it is what it is, right? It's part of the project or part of the process.
Which is typically in a lot of cases, I won't say typically, but in a lot of cases, that's enough for people to go, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah.
This ain't for me.
Yeah, and I get moments like that where I'm just like the love and hate, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's wearing me out. But then something good will always come around. It will be, a review or just a text from somebody that's just like, man, I appreciate what you did for us. Or a text, I met your son today. He's awesome. And I'm just like, man, okay, keep going. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
There's a lot more good than there is bad, for sure. And people are very appreciative. That's one thing that I am grateful for. They recognize what we're doing. Homeowners recognize it. Guests recognize it. It's been fun.
Especially if you stay at Airbnbs frequently. I mean, my wife and I, we are constantly booking Airbnbs. We're constantly traveling. We're just in tune with what's going on around us.
Yeah.
And, judging these properties against each other.
Yes.
And how they're managed. And, you're looking for, I think, just for somebody to give a darn, you know?
100%.
Yeah. And that's evident when you kind of look around y'all's rentals and it's, it's the right house, the right location, the right owner. That's just going to probably attract the right guest.
100%. Yeah. It's a whole package deal. It can't just be just the right house. You've got to have everything that goes with it. The owner's got to be 100% in and understand what's going on. We've got to give 100%. Our cleaners have to be 100%. And that's one thing that isn't ever talked about. Our cleaners are unbelievable. I couldn't do it without them as well. That's the first thing that people will give you a negative review on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and they are so good to where, and they've been with me for a while, which is unheard of with the cleaning crews, right? They've been with us from the very beginning. But I've had situations where somebody walked in and it wasn't up to speed for them. And my cleaners will be the first person to go make it right, which is amazing to me. So we really just kind of breathe that into our company that everybody knows our expectations are incredibly high. And, that's super important to us. And so everybody that works with us, that helps us, whether it's delivering a boat, whether it is cleaning, whether it's delivering a toaster, whatever it may be, they're doing it with respect, with dignity, with, just being kind. And it makes a difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think your team, they've got to look at it like that's not Kara being excuse my French, but a bitch. That she just cares.
100%. 100%.
And so it creates this, what I'm hearing is like a company culture.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%.
Of just like excellence and taking care of people.
Yeah. And, and I say all the time too, which I love, like even with my cleaners, like, because again, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. The boys aren't perfect. Cleaners aren't perfect. But it's also just owning up to something you forgot. Like instead of making excuses, that's the first thing I say. Like I've had many cleaners and I'll text them and say, hey, whatever, they forgot whatever. And they're like, oh, well, and I'm like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just telling you what happened. And we just need to make it right. Right. So, and I tell them all the time, like, I don't need excuses. Just own up to it. It's okay. I'm not expecting you to be perfect by any means. I just want you to own up to it and let's fix it. Let's make it right. Same with the boys when they do something. Like, we don't need excuses. It wasn't right. And maybe it was right in your eyes, but it wasn't right to the guest or it wasn't right to the homeowner. We're going to make it right. We're going to make it right. Right. So it's just super important with all that. There's just so many little details that go along with it.
Yeah.
And if everybody's not on the same page, then it doesn't work.
Right.
For sure.
How would you like for people to get in touch with you? How can they get in touch with you? Are you directing people to a website, a Facebook page? Do you give out your phone number? How does all that work?
Yeah, so we have our direct booking website that just went live this spring, which we're excited about and still working on, but it's www.lakelifelivinglLC.com. And then otherwise they can call me directly at 404-787-1259. And then for boat rentals or boat storage, they can reach out to Cole, which his number is 678-372-6559.
Well, before we go, I did want to kind of clarify that with people. So if they book a property and there's not already a boat on site, I mean, you guys will deliver it.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So we'll deliver the boat right to the dock, jet ski to the dock.
Wow.
And we'll pick it up. Yeah. We had tubes, we've got lily pads, we've got speakers, we do it all.
And they could keep the boat overnight for the week if they want to?
Yes.
Or what?
Yep, they can. Yep, for sure. And we will come and show, go through it all, like show them where to park it, how to tie it up, make sure, obviously, that, all is good, which is nice. We love to rent to our properties that we manage because we know what the dock is. We know what houses have ports, but we'll also go offsite if we need to.
Yeah, so
we've expanded to that too.
If people just want to come, I mean, you've mentioned a little bit, if they want to just rent a boat for the day, they can call you. But if they want a guided experience, they can call you for that too. Mm-hmm. So cool. Well, I want to thank you too for allowing me to interview you, but also to market, the properties that are in your portfolio because they're so amazing. It's so much fun to do it.
Thank you for doing it. You do an amazing job.
Love it.
They're so fun. And my owners are loving them too. Everyone's calling me. When's he doing my house? When's he doing my house?
Really? All right. Well, then I'm part of the team.
I know. Yes. Well, you got it.
Awesome.
Lake life, right?
Yeah. I wore this shirt to suck up, but thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Audio is one thing, but doing the video for YouTube is a completely different thing. So
first time I've never done this. So.
And you nailed it, in my opinion. And that's what everybody gets so nervous about it, but it's really...
you made it very easy.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it's fun.
It is fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all for joining us. We'll see you real soon, or you'll hear us real soon, or see us real soon on the next episode of the Alabama Lake House Podcast.